Did you know that a dog's unblinking stare can be a sign of a serious threat? Yes, it's not always about love as most people think. In this video, we're digging into the scary reasons why dogs stare at you, starting with a not-so-obvious behavior that might spell trouble. Number 10. Assessing your intentions. Dogs are masters at reading body language, and when they stare, it's often their way of figuring you out. Are you happy, nervous, or maybe up to something shady? They want to know because your mood can affect their next move. If you're calm and relaxed, they might feel safe and wag their tail. But if you're tense, angry, or acting weird, they could get defensive. Research from the University of Helsinki found that dogs are incredibly sensitive to human emotions, even detecting subtle facial changes. So when they stare, it's like they're scanning your emotional aura. This skill comes from their pack instincts. In the wild, wolves need to sense their pack members' intentions for survival. Your dog, same deal. The problem is, if they misread you or you ignore their signals, things can escalate. A nervous dog might suddenly bark or even lash out. So, next time you lock eyes with a dog, take a moment to assess your own vibe. Are you projecting calm confidence, or are you sending mixed signals? This could save you from a misunderstanding or worse. Number 9. Asserting dominance. Some dogs don't stare to connect with you, they stare to see if you'll back down. It's not about love here, it's about who's in charge. This is common in more dominant or assertive breeds. If you stare back, some dogs might take it as a challenge. And trust me, that's not the contest you want to win. According to Dr. Karen Overall, a leading veterinary behaviorist, dominance behaviors in dogs often come from insecurity rather than true confidence. So, that stare? It might just be their way of overcompensating. What's tricky is that if you misinterpret this, you might accidentally reinforce bad behavior. For example, if you reward the dog with treats or attention while it's staring you down, they'll think, "Sweet, this works." Instead, stay calm and avoid direct eye contact. Let them know you're the cool-headed alpha in the room. Dogs respect that. Number 8. Feeling threatened. A dog's stare can sometimes scream, "Back off!" If they feel scared or cornered, they'll lock eyes with you as a warning. Signs like stiff posture or growling often go hand in hand with this kind of stare. Many studies confirm that dogs give multiple warning signals before becoming aggressive. Ignoring them can lead to a bark, a snap, or worse. Here's the thing. Dogs that feel trapped or overwhelmed will act on instinct. Maybe you're standing over them, blocking their escape route, or making sudden movements. Respect their space. Slowly step back and give them time to relax. That's how you show you're not a threat. Number 7. Guarding resources. Dogs can get surprisingly possessive. When they stare at you, it might mean, "Don't even think about touching my stuff." This behavior usually revolves around food, toys, or even a cozy spot on the couch. Resource guarding is common in dogs that feel the need to protect what's theirs. It's not about being mean, it's about survival instincts. In the wild, resources are limited, so guarding is a natural behavior. Unfortunately, in your living room, it can come across as rude or even aggressive. Research from the Journal of Applied Animal Welfare Science highlights that resource guarding can often be managed through training. If your dog stares at you while hovering over a toy, don't snatch it away. That could make them more defensive. Instead, distract them with a treat or another toy and slowly build trust. This way, they learn you're not a threat to their stuff. Number 6. Anxiety or uncertainty. When a dog stares at you, it might be because it doesn't know what's coming next. They could feel nervous or unsure, and that stare is their way of bracing for whatever might happen. Think of it as their version of biting their nails. This often happens in new environments, around strangers, or when there's loud noise or chaos. Dogs freeze and stare because they're on high alert, waiting to see if things will get better or worse. If you misinterpret this nervous stare as harmless, you might make them even more anxious. Leaning in too close or making fast movements could make them feel trapped. Instead, try giving them space and speaking softly. This shows them you're not a threat and gives them time to relax. Recognizing their anxiety helps them feel safe again. Now, before we continue, please like and subscribe to support us. We really appreciate that. Number 5. Discomfort or pain. When a dog stares at you, it might be trying to say something's wrong. Dogs can't tell you when they're hurting, so they use their eyes to communicate distress. That unblinking gaze can be their silent cry for help. Maybe they've injured a paw, eaten something bad, or feel unwell in a way you can't see. According to research from the University of Veterinary Medicine in Vienna, dogs often display changes in body language, like staring, when experiencing pain or discomfort. They're hoping you'll notice and do something about it. The hard part is distinguishing this from other types of stares. Look for other clues, like whining, limping, or avoiding touch. If their stare feels desperate or pleading, don't brush it off. A quick trip to the vet could make all the difference. They rely on you to recognize these signs and get them the care they need. Number 4. Testing boundaries. Some dogs are natural troublemakers, and their stare is their way of testing you. It's like they're saying, "Are you really going to stop me?" Maybe they're eyeing the trash can or getting ready to hop on the couch. This behavior is common in younger dogs or mischievous breeds. They're trying to figure out what's acceptable and what isn't. If you let them get away with things while they're staring, they'll log it as a win. They're incredibly observant and will use this behavior to push the boundaries further next time. Don't fall for the cute puppy eyes. They know exactly what they're doing. Instead, stay firm and consistent. Redirect their attention to something appropriate, like a toy or a treat. They respect clear rules, and over time, they'll learn what's okay and what's not. Number 3. Anticipating commands. Sometimes a dog's stare means they're ready for action. Highly trainable dogs, like Border Collies or German Shepherds, will often stare while waiting for cues. They're focused, attentive, and eager to follow your lead. This behavior usually develops through training. Dogs learn to look for signs in your body language or verbal commands. But if the context isn't clear, it can get confusing. For example, they might stare when they think you're about to take them for a walk or feed them, even when you're not. It's all about communication. If you notice this type of stare, reinforce it positively with treats or praise when they're responding correctly. They love pleasing you and thrive when they understand your expectations. Number 2. Waiting for an opportunity. Sometimes a dog stares because it's plotting its next move. Maybe it's eyeing your sandwich, the cat, or even a squirrel outside the window. Dogs are experts at waiting for the perfect moment to act. This behavior is often playful but can turn sneaky. They're calculating whether you're paying attention or if the coast is clear. Dogs love testing your focus and seeing what they can get away with. Research by the University of Bristol found that dogs are remarkably patient when waiting for an opportunity, especially when food is involved. They watch your every move, timing their actions perfectly. If you notice this type of stare, it's a good idea to stay one step ahead. Redirect their attention to a toy or treat to break their focus. They're clever, but with consistency, you can train them out of this sneaky habit. Number 1. Warning of aggression. When a dog stares at you with stiff posture, raised hackles, or growling, take it seriously. This is no longer about bonding or curiosity. It's a clear warning. They're saying, "I don't trust you, and I'm ready to defend myself if I have to." Aggressive staring often comes from fear, territorial behavior, or past trauma. According to a study by the Animal Behavior Science Journal, dogs use a series of signals, including staring, to escalate warnings before resorting to aggression. The problem? Most people ignore these cues and push the dog too far. If you see these signs, avoid direct eye contact and give the dog space. Don't try to soothe them by getting closer. It could trigger an attack. Stay calm, back away slowly, and let the dog regain control. Recognizing this type of stare can save you from a dangerous situation. Now you know how to read a dog's stare and stay safe. But if you think you're in the clear, there's more you need to know about how dogs hold grudges. So, watch our next video to learn more about 15 things a dog will never forgive. If you don't, you might make a mistake your dog won't forget or forgive.